Sabrina here. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my makeup essentials for the minimalist traveler. So what this video is going to do is going to show you how to pare down your makeup collection so that you can travel lightly and not take that much with you. You and I know that we're both like that. We just want to take everything we have, stick it in a bag, and go, because you never know when you might need it, right? But 9 times out of 10, you get back home and you realize you didn't use about 85% of it, and you really didn't need to take that much to begin with. So I'm going to show you how to pare down that collection when you are traveling and just take the bare essentials with you. And the first thing that I do is pick out the cosmetic bag that I'm going to be traveling with, and typically the bag that the cosmetic bag is going to go into, because that's going to dictate how much space I have. This is typically the one that I use. Got this from Sephora. It was part of a free set or something like that. This is going to be the size that everything should fit into. You don't want to go over this amount. And this is a really good rule to use, because this is going to eliminate you from overpacking. If it doesn't fit in here, you don't take it. Now you can already see how limited I am on space. So what I typically like to do is pack sample products. I never ever hardly take the full size of anything when I travel. If you can take a sample size of something that you have a full size of, definitely do it. And I'll give you an example here. This is my regular BB cream, which is the Dr. Jart. That's the full size, and this is the sample size. And you can already see how much space I'm going to save if I use this one instead of this one. Yeah, I'd rather use this one and be able to cram more stuff in than this. So you ain't going. I also like to take an eyeshadow primer. Always take an eyeshadow primer. And once again, we're using a little sample size. This is the NARS eyeshadow primer, and this is the full size NARS. And once again, you can see the difference. You get a lot more room by using the little bitty NARS. Same thing with mascaras. You know how long the mascaras can be. Little travel mascaras work perfectly. This is the Smashbox Eye Brightening. Yeah. Once again, we're going to repeat this with the primer. I have a Mercier foundation primer, sample size. And then I typically pack my regular items, which is my gel eyeliner, my brow gel, eyelash curler for sure. You can see we've only filled up the bottom of the cosmetic bag. We have so much more room to go. Eyelash adhesive, you gotta have the eyelash adhesive. I'm gonna also pack a concealer. This is my daily face moisturizer that has an SPF in it, so we definitely have to have that. For powder, there are 2 different ways that you can travel with your powder. You can go with a pressed powder, which is probably the easiest way to travel, or you can go with a translucent powder and stick it in a little travel container. I purchased this on eBay long while ago. It's called a sifting container, and you can put your translucent powder in it and it's not going to spill out on you like the regular translucent powder containers would be when you travel. So either or works really well. If you need a corrector palette for redness or concealing the under eye circles, definitely this is a great one. It's from Graftobian. Very slim, sleek, fits right into that cosmetic bag. For blush, I really only take one blush with me on a regular basis, and it's usually one of the MAC compacts like this, or let's see, there's some other ones up here that I take with me too. I take the Tarte one or the Mercier one, because they are very compact and easy to travel with. Now if you want a variety to pick from when you are traveling, you can also take a blush palette with you. This is just an example. This is one from Sephora. You get 3 different options here to use, although this is more like a highlighting shade, but still very slim, compact. When it comes to lipsticks and perfumes, I like to take samples with me. So I get these samples from thebodyneeds2.com. They are very thin, very compact. It's a great way to pack a lot of lipsticks, but you still have a good majority to pick from, and they're not taking up a lot of space. And then for my perfumes, I like to collect these little perfume samples, as you can see right there. So I have a variety in here to choose from. So I typically just take a couple of the perfume samples with me when I travel. And they're great because they don't leak, and you get to try a few different scents while you're out. Now when it comes to eyeshadow, there are a few different ways that you can travel with it so that you are traveling minimally, but you still get a good variety of colors. One of my most favorite palettes to travel with is the Stila in the light. And the reason that I love this one is because it has a blending shade in there that matches me perfectly, and I get a good variety of shades to choose from. And it's very thin, compact, light, so I don't have to stick it in the cosmetic bag, but it's not going to take up a lot of room in my luggage either. Another great palette to travel with is the Naked Basics. Many of you are very familiar with this one probably by now, and you can see it'll fit very easily into our little cosmetic pouch here. Again, you get a good variety of shades to pick from. There are blending shades in here that match me. They're all matte shades, so they're great for natural everyday looks. I did have a little quad palette not too long ago from e.l.f. Many of you may be familiar with it. It's only $1 at Target, and I believe Kmart carries them as well. And what's great about them is that you can pop out any of your MAC eyeshadows. Say you want to take 4 shades with you, you stick them into that e.l.f. quad, then you just pack those, and once again you have a good variety to pick from. That little quad is a great little traveler. I don't know what happened to mine. I've been looking for it all over the place here, and I can't seem to find it, but definitely another great palette to travel with like that. And then of course you can't be without falsies, so I'm packing some Inky Minkies with me to go here. You can see everything that we packed fits in here all neatly and very tidy. And there you go. That's everything that we need to do our makeup. Now, separately, I do pack my brushes separately simply because I don't want to crush them. So the brushes that I take are also very minimal. I don't take every single brush I own. I wish I could, but I don't. So I just take the ones that I really need. I take a foundation brush, a blush brush, a powder brush, and then my eye brushes. I take the MAC 239, the MAC 263, the MAC 217, the Sigma concealer brush, which is the F70, my crease brush, which is the Sedona Lace EB15 brush, and then my eyeliner brush, which is the Tarte eyeliner brush. It also has a smudging brush on the end there, so I don't have to pack an extra brush. And then for my brushes, I use an elongated cosmetic pouch. Purchased this from Victoria's Secret several years ago. I think you can still find them on eBay. It's great because it doesn't crush your brushes. It keeps them perfectly aligned in there, just like that. Super easy. You can see, this is all I take when I travel. That's it. Leaves more room for shoes! Now if you can't find a pouch like this, because these are really hard to find, I know when I got this one it was becoming harder and harder to find. You can also use a Tupperware container that is more rectangular and flat, or you can get a brush roll also and put your brushes in that so they don't get frayed or crushed in your bag. That is how I pack my makeup when I travel, and let me know what some of your tips and tricks are for packing light and taking as much with you as you need. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Are you fed up with expensive experimentation? How much money have you spent on eyeshadows you don't know how to wear, or you've become bored with? Well, now there's a way to save hundreds of dollars annually and eliminate eyeshadow guesswork. Discover over 1,000 pictures of combinations using eyeshadows from popular brands like MAC, Urban Decay, The Balm, Lorac, and so many more. With new combinations added weekly, you will never run out of ideas. Visit myeyeshadowconsultant.com and become a member today.